Boom.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up?
What it do?
What's up? I am excited. I'm amped up just because shit. We back. It ain't for nothing. It's cause we is back.
We back. And guess who back?
One more time.
Guess who back?
Guess who's back?
Ebonic Economics.
Ebonic Economics.
Money talks in our language about finance, education,
motivation, inspiration, perspiration. No, I'm joking.
All that. All
resuscitation.
All of that.
No, I'm joking. Yeah.
Okay, so this is another great, informative episode.
I hope y'all have been checking us out.
Please.
I hope you have hit that subscribe button too.
Exactly. And also, you see the subscribe button go across. Make sure you subscribe. And also, if you guys need to ever book us for a speaking engagement or anything like that, please feel free to DM us, message us, because we are available to do so.
We will pull up.
Okay. Yes, we will.
That's our
and provide you a wonderful workshop, educational and informative. So today,
entertaining and educational
all the time.
Period. Ebonic Economics, entertaining, educational. You see how we? I was gonna say, the creativity, the cleverness of it all. So. We is here today once again with another episode with some information for y'all. And that's Shay.
Oh, and this is Red.
Okay, and now this is us.
Now you know who we are.
Okay, now we back.
I just thought y'all knew already.
I know y'all
should know. Because we like at episode 29.
I saw 52. I don't know.
We here. And we ain't going nowhere.
Ever.
We here for you. This episode is about business and legal. Business. Legal business.
Hey.
Okay, because we got a lot of business. Sometimes it's not legal, but this is legal business. So we're going to start this episode off first, making sure you cross your T's and dot your I's so that you are not in front of a man in a dress or a robe.
A robe. A black robe. Period.
Okay, we don't want you to end up there. So if you guys are, going through our courses, you've seen everything, business entity, startup costs, you're here. Now you're getting ready to try to start your business.
Or you've already
started your business. One thing you don't want to do, because it could be a very big bump in the road, is get sued.
Oh. And you say, how can that happen?
Oh, there's several ways that can happen.
Shay?
Because you are a target. When you become a business, small business, corporation, or anything of that sort, you become a target to some people. They do like to sue. So, what you want to do is if you are offering a service, make sure that your service is clearly identified. Make sure it's lined out. This is what I offer. This is how long it is. This is what it is. If it's non-refundable, if you offer exchanges, what that time frame is, all of those things are important. They seem minute to a business because you're doing your service. You're like, I want to do my business.
But you have to let these people know your terms and conditions.
There you go.
These are your terms and conditions of what you're offering, how long it takes, all of those things. And it's the best thing that you can do to CYA, cover your ass, is to have it in writing and have the person that you're dealing with do what?
Sign it.
On the dotted line.
On the dot sign and
you ain't got to necessarily get it notarized. You ain't got to have a witness unless y'all doing, X number of dollars in business. We'll talk to you about that. But if it's just a regular, contract or something, y'all can go enter into it if you feel fine without a witness or whatever, you do that.
And sometimes you don't need a contract all the time. If you have a storefront, you can have signs posted. You can have things that are clearly posted because they have to be clearly posted that a customer can see when they come through the door. But do that just like the little bounce house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That you go into.
You got to sign your life away.
My son almost broke his neck.
Yeah, Sky Zone. Sky Zone, yeah. You got to sign your life away before you go in there, though, really, like that.
Really, you absolutely do. But they cover their ass because
their ass is covered.
Because they know the risk that you're taking when you go in there. Some beauticians, I've been at beauticians that made me sign things and be like, okay, did you have a perm? Did you have this done recently?
burn your
Did
ear,
you do this
it's
recently? Because if I'm about to dye your hair, I
Yeah.
need to know if you recently just had a perm, who did it, but then you'll get some who throw it in there without even asking the question. Your hair
Right.
green and it fell all out on the pillow.
And then you on Judge Judy,
you on Judy.
suing the bitch. Yeah.
But just to cover yourself is just to ask simple questions and see why, like she said, cover
Okay,
your
cover your
ass.
ass.
You see what I'm saying? If you have a product that is consumable, make sure that you have labels. I know a lot of us try to start our businesses and we create these labels and these lipstick things. Entrepreneur, do your
Yeah.
thing.
If
But
you
make
have
sure-
peanuts in that shit, if you have anything that you need to put a label on that
put a
shit,
label
so
on
that
it.
people can know. Because if someone gets a hold of your product and it has nuts in it and you didn't put that, you listen. We're laughing at Gorilla Glue Girl. We laughed at her, but guess what? She's going to have a valid lawsuit. You know why? Because on the can of Gorilla Glue it doesn't say do not use on hair. You know, and there's another hair product that is similar that's called Gorilla Goop or Gorilla Snot or whatever. So, you know, she's got a valid case, but people can sue you, but simply because you don't have that disclosure of what you don't do and what you're not
Just
for.
like when McDonald's got sued because their hot coffee was hot.
Wow.
So they now have to put hot coffee on the lid. Go figure, we know the coffee's hot, but
Right.
there are people out there that will sue you and
Right.
take advantage of your business. So you need to make sure you have checks and balances and things in place so that someone cannot come into your establishment and do that. In the event though that you do get sued, I suggest that you have what's called E&O insurance. That's
E&O.
errors and omissions insurance. You can also have general liability. Errors and omissions is usually for somebody who's providing some type of service, some type of paperwork or something like that. General liability is like hair,
Right.
some other stuff like that.
And that's on the small business scale. Like doctors have malpractice insurance.
Exactly.
And then like if you're a contractor, you have to have contractor's insurance. You have to be licensed and bonded. So if you fuck up people's house, they can sue you and you have someone to pay. You can't even do that type of work without the insurance policy.
That's an errors and omissions.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's falls under
Whatever.
errors and omissions.
Well, see,
Anything that an error or an omission, that's just what
yeah.
it sounds.
And omission just means you didn't
Oops.
say it. I left that out.
I left it out.
Look, because you know what? Subway got sued for calling their footlongs footlong. A person measured one of their sandwiches.
wasn't that.
It was not a foot long. Subway got sued and they had to pay. So, you know, there's people out there looking to prey on a way to make a buck. So if you have a business, you want to make sure that you have all your shit in order. If you're doing business with an individual and y'all have an agreement, you want to make sure that you have all of that in order. I know in one of the episodes I said if you have a person that you're doing business with and they have a problem with having the paperwork in order, you probably
We
want to
don't wanna
find
do
someone
business
else
with
to do
them.
your business with.
Exactly.
Because that's not a person that you want to work with, because they're not what I would rather have everything out expressed and written.
And sometimes it's just a small slip
Yeah.
of paper. Sometimes it's just a small understanding of paper that you walk into. If it's at a skateboard shop, it's just something to say. Are you guys gonna try
When
to
you
use
drive-
skateboards? But can you please
Yes,
sign
a
what it
waiver.
means, a waiver?
Yeah.
That we're not responsible. You know what I'm saying? If anything happens to you in our shop, you have to cover yourself. Warranties. If you offer warranties for people and money back guarantees, stand behind those. You have to. Don't try to find your way out of it.
Don't
And
do that.
if you are not going to stand behind them, have the things written out clearly. That's not
why.
covered.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
will stand behind it except in the case of you ran over it by a car. You know, they have it just like insurances have clauses. We'll cover you, but if it's an act of Mother Nature, we're not going to cover you. So you can have whatever you want in your
Our
agreement.
warranties on your engine. You can
Yeah.
have warranties on your car, but some of us don't read the fine print.
Yeah.
It say that you have to be done by a licensed mechanic. The moment that somebody is not licensed,
Not Uncle
touch
Earl.
that engine. I don't care if
Johnny.
they change that oil. Your warranty is null and void.
Right.
If you was that dizzy enough to be like, well, my uncle did my oil change, that will null out your warranty. Please read it. I guarantee you right now, you read your warranty on your car, it's going to tell you that.
Yes.
If an unlicensed mechanic touch your car, we no longer have to pay your warranty.
And then also you want to be careful because in some states, and including California, a verbal contract is as good as a written contract.
A gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, so watch what you say with your mouth if you don't really mean it. Mean what you say and say what you mean, because you can be bound by what you say. And so whatever you agree to, you know, if you have a contract, make sure that there's a clause that says we can't change it unless we both agree in writing. But if you're agreeing to something verbally and you don't have it recorded and something goes down, it's your word against theirs as to what the agreement was. So it's really best to have it in writing. But just know that your words in a verbal agreement are also just as binding. If you tell somebody, and hey, I'm gonna pay you back, Shay. We're in a contract now.
Exactly.
That's a contract.
It really is.
She say, okay, I'm gonna give you $100, and you gonna do this with it. And I'm gonna say, okay, girl, I'm gonna pay you back. I'll pay you back by Friday. That's a bona fide agreement. Y'all don't even know. Y'all be out here talking.
We can take you to court.
And she can sue. I don't pay her that $100 by Friday. She can take me to court. And if I don't go to court and lie and say, no, I didn't tell her that, you know, but if I go up there and tell the truth, yeah, I told her, well, you agreed to it. Well, you was in the contract. Well, now you owe the lady. Bam. Judgment in favor of Shay. You know what I mean? But,
so definitely you guys have to cover yourself when it comes to these things, because you don't want to end up on the other side of a bench where you're being sued for somebody for something stupid. I'm going to just give you a quick example and then we'll go into more of the legal part of it. My son's father is a contractor. He redid someone's kitchen and the lady picked a floor. And he explained to her, this is outdoor flooring.
right.
She insisted that she wanted this flooring
In her kitchen.
in her kitchen, and he said, well, this is typically for outdoor. She was like, well, I want it indoor.
What?
So what he did is he agreed to let her do this. She loved her kitchen. Everything was amazing. She loved the floor.
Wow.
She had visitors over.
Bah.
Visitors said, well, don't you know this is an outside floor? You shouldn't have an outside floor in the inside. Guess what she does?
You put an outside floor inside my kitchen.
Exactly.
Wow.
So since he did not have her sign that, it cost him over $10,000 to replace her floor.
Have him agree to it in writing. Bitch, you want this outside floor on your inside kitchen floor, you gonna have to sign and agree
to that.
I want and sign it.
Just like when an ambulance gonna pick you up and you refuse to go, they say we need you to sign right here
That we was here.
that we was here and we
And
tried
you
to take
said
you.
no.
It's no different.
Man.
It's no different. If you're a beautician and you tell somebody, well, look, I just don't agree that you should do this, make them sign it.
Right.
Or if you're fixing someone's car and you tell them, well, I can do this, but it's not gonna last long. It's only going. I can't give you a warranty on it. Write all that on that invoice. There's nothing wrong with saying spoke to Curtis Johnson, told him
this day.
Yeah, you could just put that on your invoice. The invoice that you're giving him, the receipt.
Advise that it as is, nigga.
Yeah.
When you buy that shit as is and they write it on there, it's as is.
Exactly.
Now.
So now, if you don't do these things and you just willy-nilly and think you don't have to follow certain laws and rules, and remember, you're a business person, you're an entrepreneur, you want your business to grow from things you're doing. You don't want to be sued and have them take it away. So, Red, what happens to them if they don't do what they're supposed to do?
If you don't do what you're supposed to do, if you're out there and not with a business, not handling your business, people are going to come to someone like me, a small claims consultant. Small claims, people can sue you up to $7,500, $5,000, $7,500, depending on the nature of your business or whatever you owe them. You can start out fucking up your business and fucking over a person for $400, and they end up going to court, and the court award them $2,500. And what's going to happen is they're going to file a claim against you. They're going to come to me. They're going to tell me what happened. I'm going to say, oh, okay, where's your paperwork? What's the paperwork? They're going to show me the paperwork you don't have. and I'm gonna tell them, oh, perfect, let's go down here and file your claim. We're gonna file it where it's supposed to be, because you can't just file it in any court. You have to file it based on certain things, and that's other information that I can give you if you want to consult. But you file the paperwork, you go to the court, and then they have a summons to appear. And then we watch the movies all the time where you have somebody in the movie run up to be like, hi, are you Johnny Johnson? You've been served. Yeah, so that's how you give a motherfucker their paper to come to court. Once they've documented that you've been served, then you can get that. Then now it's documented that they have received the summons to appear, and you must appear. Now, if you don't want to get it private, guess what works better than somebody running up on you at the beach giving you some paperwork? You can have the LA County or the Orange County or the San Bernardino County or the Riverside County, whatever county you are having your lawsuit in, you can have their sheriff go and serve the party that you're suing with the summons to appear. And they like to come at like 6:15, 6:22 in the morning. And it ain't nothing like
and
getting...
one thing...
No, go ahead. You say yours.
No, I was going to say one thing you need to know. If you do not serve them and you show up at court,
yeah,
and they go through that paperwork, they're going to say, well,
we don't see that
have the defendant been served?
Yes. Because you have to notify the other party that they have to come to court. You have to notify the other party that they're being sued. And you can either have...
Or they have to notify you being sued.
Yeah, exactly. Period. Okay, because I'm the suer. So, you know what I'm saying? But, so I gotta tell you that we suing you. And I gotta have it delivered to you within 30 days before the court date. And definitely it has to be filed in the court that you have been served. I use the sheriff's department because once they do all of that, you know what I'm saying, for a nice fee. But they're just very effective. It's nothing like the sheriff, because then they know I'm not bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? Then they call and they want to make arrangements. Oh, can I make... and most of the time, if I've already sued you, I don't make arrangements at that point. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have half of what you owe me, and then we make arrangements on the rest, depending on what the balance is. But anyhow, yes, so I will take you to court. I will have you appear in small claims court. I will argue the case and tell them why my client should be awarded some money. Now, we don't have lawyers in small claims.
No, you cannot have a lawyer.
Lawyers get chewed up and spit out in small claims. They get kicked out because they are not allowed to be they are not allowed to be in a small claims court unless they are part of a case. And they can't represent anyone. So I'm a consultant. You can say, yes, I agree to have this person represent me. There's a form you fill out, and again, I can tell you about that, and we'll discuss it in deeper terms in a workshop. But if you want to I will get you your judgment, because once they say, hey, if you serve them and they don't show up,
you won your case.
You don't get it automatically. You still have to tell them why.
Exactly.
You still have to argue. And then they say, okay, and the defendant didn't show up, okay, that's called a default judgment. You're going to get a default judgment because this motherfucker didn't show up. Mm-hmm. But if they show up and argue back, then you just get a judgment in your favor. And, y'all make terms on how you want your money from the judgment. You can collect it in different ways. And, you can take money out their account. You can get their paycheck. You can lien the property. There's a lot of ways to get your money once you've gotten your judgment against someone. Or there's a lot of ways that people can get their money once they have their judgment against you. And that's why the corporation versus the LLC. See, if I can sue you, and I can name your company, and then I can name you as an individual. And so you both are responsible, because that judgment will be held in both of your names. So, you're not always protected as you think you are, hiding behind the corporate veil, because people like myself that know and understand how to get to you will name your ass in a lawsuit. I was a part of a lawsuit. I work for a bank, and I'm going to tell you this. The guy filed a lawsuit against the bank, and then he named the chairman of our board of directors in the lawsuit as well, and he had to show up. And I went with him. We rode together because I represented the bank in small claims matters. And we had to ride to court together, and I argued the case. And when I finished with the case, the judge actually sanctioned the guy money made him pay us. He had sued us, and the judge sanctioned him for wasting time because I let him know what it was. I had my paperwork in order. I had everything together, and it was like I've never lost the small claims. I am undefeated in a small claims courtroom. And I will tell you what name to check for later on in life. But but I'm undefeated in the small claims courtroom, baby, because I understand the game. But yes,
So
I get that judgment.
You want to cover yourself.
You want to have yourself covered,
cover
because
yourself.
if you don't have it right, I'm coming for you. If you break any little, I'm gonna look for the loopholes, and that's what the loopholes are. The ones that you can come through and bust through on your whole contract because you didn't put it in there or you didn't agree to
So
it.
think about your service,
Yes.
your contract for your service. What does that look like? Your timing, what you can offer, time of day, natural disasters, if things happen, if you can't show up, if you have a product, be very clear in your product and what you're offering to the customer.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? You have to think of all these things. That just like when you go into a store, or even if you park in a parking lot, you see they have a sign that says we're not responsible for things that are if you're broken into your car.
Everything's in writing.
It has to be. Now if they don't have that up there anywhere,
Yes.
you can't sue them.
Exactly.
Because it has been done. People have sued people in those parking lots. Well, my car got broken into at the
It's your
AOC
parking
parking
lot.
lot. You're
Yeah.
responsible.
Yeah.
So now they have to start putting those things out. We're not responsible if anything happens. Just like at a nail shop, if you leave your bag behind sitting at this chair, we're not responsible if somebody steals from it. And you look at those little signs as little petty signs, but those are signs.
They're
that
covering
cover
their
them.
ass.
Exactly.
They are covering their ass from someone who is lawsuit happy. Period. There's people out there who just prey on small business owners. They come into your establishment, they scope you out and see where you slipping at and figure how they can get you in a lawsuit. That's a hustle.
It's
That's
a
a
super
hustle
hustle.
for somebody.
If you a
You know?
baker,
Yeah.
find out to the T. That's why you know this. If you go in places where they making a cake for you, write down what you wanted to say.
Let me tell you.
Tell me the colors, tell me
Yes.
this, your
Yes.
flavor, write it down. Because guess what? Once it's written down
It's
and
over.
you say a chocolate cake and they show up with a strawberry cake
Oh.
and you got, you know what I'm saying? Like FedEx, I got you with my 10:30 delivery. That's another thing.
I was just going, damn, I lost my train of thought because my drink is strong. But I was just going to say that people are lawsuit happy, that's all. Just cover yourself, cover your ass, make sure you have your paperwork in order, have anything that you want to express in writing, and make sure the other party agrees to it by having your signature and their signature on there. Because if y'all don't have it in order and they come to me and say I want to sue such and such, I just got my homeboy, it was really $600, but he got $2,700. You know what I'm saying?
Because people can sue for their time.
Yes.
They can sue for the filing fee.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can sue for the calls they had to make. It's a lot of things that you can sue for. You can go from being sued for something that costs
Everything
$20.
you get awarded, listen, as soon as you get your judgment, you also get awarded your court costs. So you get that back. Any money you spend to collect your judgment, you can get that back
can get it
by
back.
filing the proper paperwork. You know, so and you get interest on your. So let them act like they ain't gotta pay you. You get it lasts 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So that
don't
can
come up
come
with nothing in 10
BS.
years.
If you don't get your shit, they gonna get their shit together within them 10 years. And that 9-year and 9th month, you be right there to tap their ass. Bow! And get your money
So
from 9 years ago.
go over all
Yes.
your paperwork in your business. Make sure you're covered. These are the things we just want you to think about. We don't want to make you afraid you're going to be
Right.
sued, but you may have to sue somebody who you're getting a service from as well. So keep that in mind. Check all your paperwork. Make sure your ducks are in the row. That's what I've been trying to say all night.
Okay. Make sure your ducks are
Make
in
sure
a
your
row.
ducks are in a row.
Period. 'Cause we went to so she went from crossing T's and dotting I's, but she really always meant to say ducks in a row.
Ducks in a row.
So that's what it is.
Keep your ducks in a row.
row. Listen.
And never don't feel like you being over the top,
to the
over the
side.
extra, over this.
I'm
No.
over the top.
Okay?
I'm
Just
very
every time you do something, say CYA.
CYA. I'm gonna cover my ass.
I'm gonna cover
because
my
somebody
ass.
gonna come for your bread. It's just, it is what it is. It's the nature of the beast.
Even if you have a verbal, because this is me in the work world when I was in the offices with people. Even if you have a verbal, you have a conversation with a lady. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, calling. I would like to change my cake. A follow-up email. Cindy, I just want to follow up on our conversation that we just had.
Yeah.
That you do want the doves and not the birds,
Yeah.
and you would like to change it yellow from blue. I just wanted to confirm that.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to serving you,
Okay.
Cindy. And Cindy replied,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Boom.
Boom.
She's
That's
in
it.
the contract now.
And let me tell you, and if Cindy don't reply,
And Cindy don't
that's
pay me.
still on her. Because you sent that message to her. You see what I'm saying? And she can never reply.
Right.
But you could be like, hey.
What you listed as contact, I sent it to the avenue that you gave me to contact.
Why did you
at.
not respond? A judge gonna say, Cindy, you must didn't think it was that important.
You
Your
didn't
case."
read your email? It went in my spam. Well, you know that happens. You're supposed to check your spam messages. You are, you don't even, y'all don't even understand the pettiness of how the law works for people in small claims and things like that. Yeah. So anyhow, listen. We want to let you know that you will run into these hurdles. This once again, just like the last episode, hurdles. In a lawsuit, it can be a hurdle.
It could be a real hurdle.
You want to know how to deal with it. If you've got all your ducks in a row, as she said, and if your shit ain't willy-nilly and wonky donkey, you can go in there and win your case. But I'm going to tell you, if they call me to assist, you're probably going to lose. If you don't have your shit in order, you are going to lose. I should have been a lawyer, and I probably was in a former life. But listen, that's my thing. That's what I like to do. I like to help people recover their debts.
Absolutely.
Period.
And as an entrepreneur in this series, you did.
Yeah, also said you got a company that owe you as a business. Give us a call
Immediately.